QuoteSoft Duct 4.0 Walkthrough of Configuration. Click the Configuration button on the main menu to get the configuration screen to come up. On the left-hand side you have tabs: Workstation, System, Users and Security, Central Options, and Setup. Workstation. Going across the top you have Security, Folder Locations, and General Options. Security is where we put in workstation codes. Folder locations, we can find out where all of the information is being stored. General options. On the main menu, you have a calendar or bid calendar available to you. Do you want it to show a month view or a week view? Those are the options that are available for the calendar at this moment. Recent activity list. When you click the recent activity button, do you want to see a list of all of the customers, jobs, and zones that have been entered in? And what is the definition of recent to you? 14 days, 30 days, 100 days? And also how many records should be shown on that screen? Maximum of 100 records in 14 days is what this is saying. Center newly opened windows. So when you click a button, such as the configuration button, it'll come up centered within the program. Next are default options. Don't prompt for workspace save. So if I make a change to my palettes or my panes, automatically save them. Don't ask me to save them every time. Include toolbar items in the audit trail. This is a beta-only feature. Zone options. Use the plan file name for the zone name. As you saw in the introductory to the job file video, when I selected a plan file, it automatically filled that plan file name in as the zone name. This is an option that you can have checked or unchecked per workstation. Takeoff and on-screen options. Scaling optimization. When you're scaling ductwork, do you want it to optimize? By checking the optimize box, you can then dictate how do you want it to be optimized. Scaling only standard lengths, scaling to the nearest X number of inches, and the user can put in whatever he wants, or scaling to the nearest X number of inches within a standard length, otherwise round off to the nearest foot. General options. Reset audit trail filters when you close takeoff. As you've seen in some of the videos, you can actually filter the audit trail to only show items of name, say, duct. And if so, when you close takeoff and come back in, having this box checked will remove those filters on close. Showing the piece number, including the metric scales, and also being able to set what your default highlight color is. Light theme and dark theme are for beta only. They're currently in development. Default styles for notes. When placing a note on the plan file, you can dictate what you want the font to start out as. Also the color, the background color of the note, the border thickness for the note, and the font size within that note. Display options for your catalog items. Do you want to see the codes and the description? Then you would choose both. If you want to see one or the other, you can make that selection. Next is the System tab. System tab allows you to set your custom fields. If you remember from the takeoff introduction video, we used this screen to add area to our scope information. Scoping information allows you to break up the items within the takeoff so that you can report by those later. You can also add custom fields for folders and for jobs. The job file. Do you want to allow active edits within the job file? With this box checked, the user can change the name of the job without having to hit the Edit Job button. How do you want your folders numbered? The default is to auto-increment by 1 starting at 1. Same thing for the job numbering. Auto-increment by 1 starting at 1. Available fields for your folders and your jobs. You can choose if you want to have email box, an owner box, and an estimator box for all of the folders that are created. This is very helpful for our Fab Shop customers who want to set up folders based on customer name. Users and security. You can add new users by clicking the New User button at the top. and filling in the information for the user. The user has to have a name and a login name. After that, you can assign group level permissions. By typing in a name for the user, when you click into the login, it'll automatically fill that name in there for you. You can put in the email address if you'd like. Setting a password is by clicking the Set Password button, typing in the password. Permissions are set by group. Checking the administrator box will allow them to have full access to every page of the program. Checking the power users box will give them limited access, and regular user gives them even less access. You can create new groups for your users down at the bottom. Click the New Group button, give this a name, and select what the permission levels are going to be for this group, and hit Save Changes. This allows you to change the permissions on many users at the same time. Next tab is Central Options. Central Options allows you to dictate what you want your default hanger spacing and hanger drop to be for system-wide. So that way, if you don't fill anything in on zone creation or during the takeoff of the items, it'll have a default to fall back on. Future items such as item flag options are coming. Pricing options allow edit of the central data. This is a beta-only option. Discounts and markups. This would be for our Fab Shop customers and not necessarily used for our Duct customers. Setup tab. This is where you would put in the information for your company, so when exported to Excel, we know what information to fill out at the top for you. This would conclude a walkthrough of the configuration screen.